I gotta go and look at a leaky back faucet for my mom. So on this little commute, let's take let's take a mental journey through, you know what, Luigi's Mansion 3.
Lock the doors and close the blinds, we're going for a ride.
Now, I don't own a Switch, but I have some thoughts about Luigi's Mansion 3. The game looks great. In fact, that's one of the reasons why I was actually contemplating buying a Switch. Is because I was like, ooh, that actually looks pretty good. And there are other reasons to get a Switch, but, you know, I've been spending it on, oh, that's wonderful. That's great. Look at that. Like I said, I've been meaning to look into a Switch, but I've been more or less spending it on, I don't know, food and stuff. Luigi's Mansion is like one of those actually formative games. I mean, I played Super Mario, I played Mega Man on the original NES. I kind of grew up with that. But I remember looking back on Luigi's Mansion as like, oh wow, this is really neat. This is an entirely different type of gameplay style. Way different from the platforming of Mario. How nice. And of course I love the art style, the subject. Haunted Houses is great. I used to always play that game around Halloween. I haven't played Luigi's Mansion 2, which people say is not like that big of shakes anyway. Okay, so Gooigi is Luigi's like twin goo brother that Professor Egad somehow manages to, I don't know, find some ectoplasm and make a clone of Gooigi. Cool. But there's one thing about the Gooigi thing I don't quite... How can I put this? It seems to not fit the actual mold of Luigi's Mansion. Like, Luigi's Mansion was always a one-player game. And I think Gooigi was invented as a way to... You know, you hand off the second controller to another player, and then they get to play as Gooigi. Fair enough. Looking at the gameplay, I was more or less expecting something more akin to, I don't know, like Two Brothers. Something where it's a co-op where you actually have to, like, solve some, like, even if you're playing by yourself, it's about, like, puzzle solving. Which I guess it is. But all the stages I've seen so far are mostly just, you can leave Luigi wherever you want, switch over to Gooigi, and then to get to places where Gooigi can't, I mean, regular Luigi can't go. And vice versa with regular Luigi. I mean, let's think about this. Gooigi's basically Luigi, right? And that's weird when you actually think about it. I mean, he's made of nothing but slime. But he's got like a working flashlight, a working vacuum cleaner, composed out of his gooey body, which means that, oh, look at that big dog. I mean, think about it. He's got working gears and a working lens and some sort of electrical something or other, bioluminescence. He can build pressure in his goo body in order to fire off a suction cup. There's no disadvantage to being Gooigi other than when you run into water, you dissipate, you dissolve. But what's stopping you from playing most of the game is just Gooigi, unless you come across that water. He's basically a Terminator. Except even better, because he can create, like, complex machinery in his own body. Gooigi is the modern day interpretation of Robbie the Robot, in which Nintendo needed to find a way in order to, like, sell their new product, which is the Switch, which is predicated on multiplayer interaction. You have the portable screen and the portable, like, you wouldn't call them nunchucks, you'd call them, I guess, joy controllers, that's what they call them. You got those, And you can either play it all together, or you can detach them and have one in each hand, or you can pass it off and give it to another person. They needed to like have games that really, really focus on that. And they do, you know, like Mario Party is a big one. Well, ARMS was a good one. You can play that locally or online, whatever. Luigi's Mansion doesn't fit that mold. So they had to come up with Gooigi. Fair enough. What would have really been neat, I think, is if you were like stuck as Gooigi and you had to get across a map. By the way, anywhere you get stuck as Gooigi, I think you can hit a button and immediately transfer back to Luigi. One of the limits you should have on the character is that you have to find a way to get back to Luigi. And again, leading into my next idea, I think it would have been neat if you like incorporated Wario and Luigi into the thing as like competitive ghost hunters. Like they are like the bumbling ghost hunters. And of course they see Luigi and they think he's a ghost and they immediately try to exterminate him. Like Mickey Mouse ghost hunter style. And I just think it would be neat if you had to like, I don't know, have levels where you stealth past them. You know, try to, almost like, I'm thinking Little Nightmares. That's what I'm thinking of. Which I think they did at some point. I've seen bits and pieces. But again, the Switch, it's predicated on multiplayer experiences. For the most part. I mean, they have things like, you know, Legend of Zelda. And that's pretty much just to display the processing power. They really wanted to show off that this little thing's got some muscle to it. And that's a single player experience that shows that off. But really, they want to show that you can take this anywhere, play by yourself, and if you wanted to, just throw the second controller to another person and have them play. And I just think it's a little weird that they had to design Luigi's Mansion around that. Like, especially the up to 8 player co-op or versus modes. Where it's like, okay, you have regular Luigi, and then you have 4 regular Luigis, and then you have 4 Gooigis. It's like, well, why couldn't you just have 8 regular Luigis? It's like, no, that would be weird. We have to incorporate Gooigi into this. Gooigi's the funniest character we've ever had. If we can make him work, then we can make the whole thing work. But other than that, I love the aesthetic, I love the design. What a genius idea to have it set in a hotel this time. It reminds me of Ghostbusters with the big, long, apartment building stretching up to the sky. I'm trying to think of other games that could come after this. Like, I don't know, maybe a yacht? That would be pretty cool. I know that Hotel Transylvania did it. But still, that would be pretty cool. A train, maybe? Everyone's getting involved now. You've got also the Toads, Princess Peach, Mario. I wonder why they didn't take Daisy. Like, Luigi took his dog before he took Daisy.